I'm Leanna with My Business Solutions. I'm sitting down with Terry with the Rocking Our Guest Ranch. Terry, can you tell us a little bit more about the Rocking Our Guest Ranch?
Sure. For years, my husband and I, we hosted, weddings at the ranch. Not the actual reception, but just people love to get married out there because we do have a beautiful spot. We've taken people to the mountains and into the Canadian Badlands to ride for years and not charged for it. And people were always saying, this is such a beautiful spot for weddings. You should have people out here to do equestrian activities and you should actually charge for that. So at some point in time, we did decide that we would build the cabins. So we have two cabins on the property. The cabins sit up on top of a ridge, have a view of the lake and the Rocky Mountains, even though we are east of the city of Calgary. And it really is a gem in the Canadian Badlands. It's a very picturesque spot, and people love to come out there just to get away from the city and relax and enjoy themselves on the ranch. And then we've partnered with a bunch of other people, other businesses to offer additional services like fly fishing, ice fishing, snowshoeing, kayak tours. We do 4-course dinners in the cabin. Each stay includes a 2-course hot breakfast delivered to their cabin each day. So we kind of have the perfect combination of rustic and refined out there, and that's because my husband says I'm a princess and he's definitely a cowboy. So we created this atmosphere that combines the rustic with the refined, and people seem to really like that.
So, when the COVID-19 crisis happened, how did that affect your business?
It had a very, very big impact on us. We virtually have nothing going on at the ranch right now because we can't have events. All of the weddings will have to be canceled or postponed. Obviously, no one's going to have a wedding with 15 or less people. That just doesn't make sense. And, the dinner series that we had planned cannot go ahead as planned. We'll have to do some modifications there, and we do have some ideas for that. We'll just have to focus on events that have less people, more intimate. And I have had some calls for intimate weddings, so that's certainly a possibility. If you just have a group of 10 or 15 people, and you're looking to get married in a beautiful spot and have an intimate dinner, we could still do something like that. But obviously, the larger events will need to be canceled. And right now, we don't have bookings in our cabins. It's not that we're closed; it's just that people are being encouraged to stay home and not go out. And we, like everyone else, want to respect that and try to flatten the curve so that eventually we can all get back to doing what we love to do, which includes travel.
Yeah. So, for talking about customer experience, how do you think that your guys' customer experience will change going forward?
Obviously, things like weddings. We were planning a prairie to pallet dinner series with 5 separate events, each with a different theme. Some related to fall bounties, rib cook-offs, things like that. That is obviously not going to happen this summer. I would be very surprised if the ban on large social gatherings is lifted anytime soon. And add that to the fact that we probably won't have international visitors or even possibly visitors from the United States in this summer season. So we needed to think of some other things we could do, assuming Canada is able to travel about. So we thought, what types of events could we have? Springboarding off what we had planned. And so each of the events, the larger events we had planned, had a cooking component or a hands-on interactive cooking class associated with it. So we thought, well, we can still do that. We just can't have the dinner or the lunch or the event that follows. But we can still invite groups of people, smaller groups of people, probably up to 15 if they let that happen throughout the summer months. And quite often these will be 15 people that know each other, or it could be 10, or it could be 8. They would come and we would offer this cooking class. And then they would either have lunch or be eating what they're preparing, or we would have some kind of a small intimate gathering after the fact. And, who knows, we might even become famous as the Rocking Our country cooking school. So I know that there are other guest ranches that do something similar to that, not in Alberta as far as I know, but anyway, it's something that we thought we could potentially do. We also launched last year in cooperation with Travel Alberta a pilot project for Nourish, which is a women's retreat. And we have talked about also opening that up to men and possibly looking at the LGBTQ community as well for that sort of thing. And so, again, these are smaller groups, 8 to 10 people. There is a cooking class, there's outdoor yoga, there is an equine component. We could offer a spa service as well associated with that. And again, we could practice social distancing, have space between them, even at the lunch or the sit down components of that particular day. And yeah, so really looking at less people. So what can we do at the ranch with the facilities that we have? Because it's a beautiful spot. People would probably feel comfortable because they are out in the country, so they aren't, at a hotel where there's a lot of people. They're not sitting in a restaurant where there's a lot of people. So there's lots of space there. There's lots of fresh air. There's lots of room to social distance. We can definitely accommodate all of the Alberta Health Services requests for safety in numbers, right? We have a sign in our kitchen that says enter as guests and leave as friends. And really, we will continue to uphold that, the 5-star service that we love to deliver, sharing the beautiful space that we have with our guests. I don't think that will change. I do think that our market might change. Right now, we do get a lot of international, like all of our reservations for the summer are coming from overseas. So obviously that won't happen. But I'm really hoping that we can tap into more of a staycation market, that people will look around to see where they can go to be more of a tourist in their own backyard. So I think it might open up more of a local market for us. I mean, we're only 40 minutes from Calgary. We do get some traffic from Calgary, and we do have repeat visitors that come from Calgary, but I think we might get more of the local market share as people discover that there truly are many, many hidden gems in the Canadian Badlands, and might be interested in exploring their own backyard instead of going so far away from home to have a travel experience.
Mhm. That sounds like a lot of interesting things this summer, especially the cooking things and the work that you guys are doing with Travel Alberta. And we wish you the best of luck and talk to you soon.
Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.